people. Que pasa, sapa, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds call it news with a buzz. This is not your average typical run-up-the-mill mama and papa missionary blogging. No, this is blogging that takes you on top of the roof or under the cellar with Mother N and her little chickadees. There's a judge in Jamaica, top judge, Justice Sykes. It seems as if this man is making some decisions in which most Jamaicans don't agree with. Most Jamaicans think that he is losing his mind. Most Jamaicans think that he is far from reality. The present climate in Jamaica, it does not reflect the decisions that he is making. He is pretty much called Judge-LEGGO or Judge Lenience. Maybe one, maybe both. Of recently, there was one of the biggest gang cases, one done, one order, in which at the start of that case, 60-something people dwindled down to about 15 getting convicted. Of those 15 that got convicted, that is 25%. The sentence was very lenient. People blame the sentencing guideline, the Gang Amendment Act. The judge's hand was tied behind him. That is just the latest. There's a case that was in courts over the week. In this case, there are two young men. One of them is Mr. Smith, one of them is Mr. Walker. In September of 22, last year that is, an officer of the law was at his house when he was approached, ATTACKED, by two men. Mr. Smith had some sorts of 12-gauge shotgun. The next man have a pistol. Both of them, or one of them shouts, Mr. Smith shout, APUSSY, don't move. Of course, the popo thinking to himself, I am caught between a rock and a hard place. It is do or die. If I surrender and have my tool, more than likely I am going to be DEAD. So it is do or die. It is damned if I do, damned if I don't. He decided that he was going to wheel and pop off and wet up. There was a big SHOOT out. After the smoke clear, Mr. Smith, who had the shotty, he got SHOT in the eye. His eye was shattered. Needless to say, he was held by the popo. He was arrested. He was charged along with his accomplice, his crony. The case went to court the other day in front of Judge Sykes. It seems as if this case has been going back and forth in courts, and the judge wanted some sorts of forensic report, evidence report from the lab. Now, Jamaica, there's one lab that deals with forensic science, cyber, and we know that in Jamaica it is crime central, and we know that the place is understaffed. They are overworked, overwhelming amount of cases, and lack of people to produce these reports in a timely basis. It is said that when Mr. Sykes asked for the reports to prove that this man, Mr. Smith, was on the scene that day in which the popo claimed that there was some sorts of SHOOT outs, the report was not forthcoming. It is said that Mr. Sykes got ticked off and he offered Mr. Smith and Mr. Walker $400,000 worth of bail. What makes this even more disturbing is the fact that neither one of these two men did not think that they had any sorts of possibility of getting any sorts of bail, especially Mr. Smith's. Here is the history or criminal record of Mr. Smith's. 4 months before that incident in which him and the popo and his crony was in some sorts of pie outs, he was recently released from jail. He just came out of jail 4 months ago after doing an 8-year spell 8-year term for MURDER in a Kingston when he was only 15. So people, you and I, the average rational thinking person, not a judge, not those persons that are versed in the law and know the climate of Jamaica, meaning that crime central. That person would be what you would regard as a repeat offender, a person that did not learn his lesson because him take away a man at the age of 15 to 8 years come out. So I'm assuming that he is 23, 24 right now, right? So after him come out, not even 4 months good, him go try ASSAULT somebody, being the popo officer. People, we can come to the conclusion that this was not his first hurrah. He probably had robbed and stole and KILLED other people since he came out. However, that was when he got held. The case go to court. Judge-Sykes gave him bail $400,000. Him and him crony, needless to say, broke badness, the lawyer, based on the lawyer's account of the situation, he was not able to pay that bail, so he's still presently locked up. The fact that he was granted bail with stipulation, meaning that travel document, meaning that he had to report, meaning that between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. he had to be in his house. But me just say, how does he qualify for bail? Remember I told you about the case, everybody see that unless you've been living under a rock, as it pertains to one down, one other, black man and mama and them. We saw how that went. Some people would say success, some people would say they fumbled the ball. Not 100%, but it could have been worse, meaning those individuals had the amendment for the gang being higher, stiffer penalty. They would have gotten more than the 39 years that black man get and the little 9 years or mama get, considering that they already did about 5 years and 6 months, 5.5 years or so. So then the law enforcement, and particularly that officer that was involved, they might communicate and they must say, then hold on a minute. This judge seems as if him a losing DAMN mind. This judge, because he walks around with his security or bodyguards 24/7, 365 years of days of the year, him not know the reality. He is out of touch, far from reality of the rest of Jamaicans, including yourself. People who live overseas, people who live locally, when them have to come and visit Jamaica and deal with these conditions. What makes it even more disturbing, it is said that over the past couple of weeks or so, he has released in excess of 12 people with likewise cases that they are waiting on report, whether it is DNA, forensic, whether it is from the cyber lab. Those reports are not forthcoming. So therefore, him released in excess of 12 people with similar cases. He did not stop there. It is said that in the past couple of weeks or so, he has released in excess of 36 people that are involved in the dangerous lottery scamming. Him just dismiss the case because there is lack of evidence, there is lack of report, from either one of these labs in Jamaica. Well, there's only one that pretty much govern or monitor or do evidence, cyber, DNA for the whole of Jamaica, meaning all 14 parishes. So therefore, they are overworked, underpaid, and Jamaica is filled with crime. So therefore, that is a recipe for disaster. The power law enforcement people must say, then hold on a minute. This man just let out people left, right, and center when they did not even go or make any sorts of bail application. He is fed up, he is ticked off, he is PISSED off, and he is sending a message to the prosecutor, to the popo, to the law enforcement fraternity that listen, if you not step up on the game, these people are going to be walking free. When the DPP, your DPP, Paula Llewellyn, was contacted and asked, what do you think about this unfortunate chain of events, she said, it is mind-boggling, it is unfortunate under our present circumstance. So people, it seems as if there is nobody that is above this judge. Whatever decisions that he make, it is the gospel, it is the rule, it is the law. Nobody can overturn it, nobody can debate it. That is set in stone. Whatever he say, that is exactly what goes. Now people, you would have thought that based on the present climate of Jamaica, meaning that it is infiltrated with crime and violence, a lot of people are get hurt, a lot of people are lose them life, even the most vulnerable in a society. You would think that the people that are supposed to protect us the most, the decision makers, the lawmakers, and the people who they delegate these responsibilities to, they would do everything that is in the best interest of John Public. But it seems as if they are doing everything that is in the best interest of the criminals. So therefore they are going against what it is supposed, their job description is supposed to be. However, when we look at the Popo force, when you look at the DPP's office, when we look at the forensic lab, the DNA lab, what we see is a bunch of babbling baboon. And I understand that, listen, you cannot give people basket for carry water. I understand that they are understaffed. I understand that they are overworked. However, there are qualified people coming out of university with that skill set that are looking for jobs. I am sure that there are hundreds of applications in some sorts of dusty file, in some sorts of forensic lab or one of those labs, waiting for people to call, waiting for employment because of budgetary restraints. These people are there waiting for a job, and the people that have the job, it is either they are just hustling on the job, it is either they are not as efficient, it is either they are irresponsible or incompetent. So I am saying blame the system, because had the system used the money that they have and hire people that are actually qualified that need job, instead of amping up the pay scale of our worthless corrupted politician by 200% and 300%, that would be a proper priority where that money could have gone, and that money would have made much more sense and be more effective, a crime fighting tool. However, like I said, people, the geniuses out there that are running the country, that is the decision that they make, because they make decisions based on their own self-interest. So therefore the people in Jamaica suffer. People are going to end up DEAD because the same set of criminals get recycled in and out, because the judges either get ticked off or the judges just think that these people's rights are being violated. And people, I am not taking up for the decision of the judge. However, when it comes to law and rules and courts, there are protocols that have to be followed. And very disturbingly, a lot of reasons why a lot of these people beat case is because of prosecutorial investigator Popo misconduct. Technicality, that means the protocols were not followed. The law stipulates, it is written in black and white, if this is not done this way, if evidence is not done or collected this way, if the reports are not turned in a very reasonable, timely manner, then that is reason for dismissal, that is reason to grant the people bail. So therefore, if you know the rules going in and then you violate those rules, and the judge is telling you, listen, I am giving you one more chance. You're supposed to bring a report last year at this month. Last year come and gone. Give you a next chance that come and gone. And then you come back again this year with the same BS. He is going to flip his lid. It is going to be the straw that broke the camel's back. However, when we think about the climate in Jamaica, however, when we think about certain individuals that we are dealing with, as in the case of Black Man and Muma and them, how is it that they literally made these people slip through the crack and get a lenient sentence when they were supposed to serve the book? In this case, this youth's KILLED, somebody at the age of 15, did 8 years, got another lease on life, came back out, and within 4 months after doing 8 years for taking away somebody's life, he is involved in a serious crime once again. So therefore, a repeat offender. How is it that we see people that are doing the most serious crime, repeat offenders, MURDERERS, doing the same thing, coming back out and still getting bail? And then this judge, I wonder how people think that he is not fair. He is just doing his job. People like me say, I understand that rules are supposed to be followed. However, in unusual circumstance, when somebody shows you and make you know, say, listen, we are criminal, you are supposed to make exceptions in the decisions that you make. So therefore, that is the problem that most persons have with Judge Sykes, and rightfully or justifiably so. But like me say, people, I want to be fair. All the judge asks, where is the forensic, where is the DNA report that placed this man on the scene, even though you said there was some sort of SHOOT out? I am not disputing that. All the judge wants for you to do is produce that record. Show proof that this man was on the scene. People, if you cannot produce that, it is open and shut. It is clear that, listen, that is the least that you can do. You should coordinate with the DPP, coordinate with the forensic lab. As a matter of fact, that is exactly what Judge Sykes told that officer that was in the SHOOT out. When he asked, oh yeah, give this man bail, the judge said, ask the forensic lab, ask the DNA place, ask the cyber people, how comes them not have the report? They should answer that question, not me. So people, your sister, the judge kinda cheeky. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like this, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like this to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself.